What's good, everybody? It's your boy KCFL King Set for Life Wrestling Takes, here to give you my honest take about tonight's AEW Dynamite edition. New Year's Eve Bash is what they call it, if I'm not mistaken. This was a very good final episode of Dynamite for the year of 2022. 2022 has been a very trying year for AEW. This has been a down year for them. They had a lot of issues with certain. Just a whole lot. I mean, from the CM Punk thing, from cats getting injured, from storylines not working out, from people walking out of the company. I mean, just all kind of stuff. And it just felt like they lost their identity. Well, ever since after Full Gear, it seems like AEW has turned things around. And they're starting to feel exactly like how AEW first felt back in 2019 when they first came around. Tonight is what you want. This is how you finish the year strong. You finish it off with an excellent episode of Dynamite. Now, was everything off the chain? Nope. But we're going to dive in and talk about everything that happened on the show. I'll gladly give you my what I like, what I didn't like, and what I want from TK and them moving forward as we move forward to the year 2023. I'm trying to think. Pardon me right quick. Excuse me. Whew. I'm not editing it out. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So, TK did an interview with them boys from Grapsity. Shout out to that man, Reggie Righteous, Will Washington, and my main guy, Mr. Phil. Listen, man, that interview was outstanding. That interview was great. I know certain fools was mad. I ain't gonna name drop nobody. But certain people was hating because they wish that was them that was able to get the interview. TK did what he had to do. He answered the questions. They gave the best questions they can give about certain things. He said what he wanted to say about people that be saying that they impatient about him and all this stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, some cases, I might find myself in that category, but a lot of times, TK, we want stories to matter. AEW number one thing moving into 2023 is storylines and characters. Storylines and characters is what gets cast to tune in. It ain't just about the wrestling. Wrestling, yes, it's a wrestling show. So obviously we're going to have wrestling on a wrestling show. But how do you get people invested in said wrestling show? Get characters that matter. Develop who these people are. Get us to care about what said storylines that you are trying to present. That's what we're talking about. Listen, what TK did today is basically to give you a tease as what we're getting ready to get come 2023. 2023 could be one of the best years for wrestling, not just AEW. I think it could be one of the best years for WWE for all things wrestling. If certain things go right, because listen, man, I'll talk about WWE when we get there, because I will definitely be back for Friday. Friday will be my final show. It'll be my final show of the year, and we'll be coming back, and I'll talk about what the goals are moving into 2023 concerning this channel. But let's go ahead and talk about this Dynamite episode. So we come into the show. We open up Bryan Danielson versus Ethan Page with Stokely Hathaway. So Bryan comes out, crowd goes nuts, crowd goes crazy. Then Ethan Page and Stokely come out. Stokely came out with a cap on because remember last week Bryan insulted him so bad that the fact that he didn't want his shiny bald head showing. So he had that baseball cap on. Attention to detail. Great. That's how you do it. Well, as the two of them in the ring, MJF music goes on. I said, oh boy, what he want? So then he hops on the mic. He said, neither one of you will ever win this championship. Bryan, you suck. All Ego Page, you suck too. Hey, and Colorado, no disrespect to you. Oh, yes, disrespect. I'm telling you right now, this lady who I have that's filling all up on my face, she's the hottest woman right here in Colorado. Now, I had to ask myself, what the clown is he doing with a woman that's not his fiance? That's what I want to know. Why couldn't you just have your fiance up there filling all on your face? You had this other chick that don't nobody know who she was, just filling all up on your face. On some weird, goofy stuff. So, now, what TK decided to do, because remember the last time when MJF was sitting in the skybox when he had the doggone chip, they kept focusing on what his expressions. They kept looking at his expressions over and over again. meanwhile, it was taking away what said match that was going on. This particular time, what they did was they blew it to him maybe about 3 times. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine because it doesn't take away from the match. We trying to see how well does Bryan and Ethan Page match together. And from what I've seen, it was a very good match. All Ego Page, Stokely doing their best to try to screw Bryan. They tried and it didn't work. Bryan got that man, put him in the doggone LaBelle lock. People was going crazy. You had fools running around there with signs talking about something. My wife thinks I'm at Bible study. I mean, listen, these fans and these signs, they something else. But all Ego Page comes up short. Bryan wins. And then they look back up to MJF. He looks at that man. He said, hey, get your butt down here. Get down here now. We're going to fight right now. He said, I ain't coming down there. And the crowd just was going crazy. Colorado was pretty good. It was a very good crowd. It was very hyped for all the show, which is what you want. That was great. Kudos to the Colorado crowd. So we move on to the next segment. Wardlow is interviewed. What they did was they showed a promo package of what Samoa Joe is about to do to Wardlow later on in the main event. And so Wardlow is talking to Renee about what he's about to do to Samoa Joe. And as soon as he started talking, Samoa Joe came out to woodwork with a baseball. I thought it was a pipe. It looked like a pipe to me. But he came out with an instrument, a weapon, and beat the brakes off him. Injured his leg, beat the brakes off him. So they like, oh snap, what the heck are we going to do? Are we going to have the match? Like you just advertised that this is the main event. So we got to, follow through with what you said, right? Then we cut to Hangman. Hangman is being checked out in the medical field. Listen, Hangman is the unofficial leader of the Dark Order. It's no question. He's been hanging out with the Dark Order ever since Brody Lee has passed on. And speaking of that man, it's been 2 years since that man has passed. And I just want to take the time to just give a moment of silence for him. He was the dude, best TNT champion we ever had outside of Miro. The best. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, so Hangman's sitting there. Renee pops up out the woodwork. And Hangman is already ticked off. And he stood up and said, what do you want? Oh, as if I don't know what you want. Now, obviously, you know why he had a snot-nosed attitude towards Renee. Renee is the wife of Jon Moxley. So, she said something, and the moment she mentioned his name, he stood up like he was ready to fight Renee. I said, this fool crazy. Like, he stood up like he ready to fight a woman. I'm like, I understand, man. You got beef with that man. You want to get your hands on that dude. So obviously it looked like they aiming for the January 11th episode. That's what they aiming for. Because according to he still technically is not medically clear. So, but I get it. It's like anytime you mention Mox's name, it's a triggering. He can't wait to get his hands on that dude. So speaking of Mox and them, they take on Top Flight. Now, Top Flight and AR Fox won the $300,000 battle royale match, and it just so happened to be Top Flight and Claudio were the final 3 men. And from the last couple of dudes that was in that match, the battle royale actually turned out to be pretty decent. I told you, for me, if TK what TK needs to do going to 2023, cut the battle royals down to 2 a year. Pick and choose when you're gonna have the other one, and then pick and choose when you're gonna have the other one. Don't give me 5 battle royals throughout. Like, this fool like to get 6 battle royals throughout the year. We can't. This is too much. It's overkill. You don't need to do that. But this match right here, man, Darius and Dante, Moxley and Claudio put in that work. This was an excellent tag team match. These boys was killing. They was out there making each other look good. Obviously, you knew Top Flight wasn't going to win, but Moxley and Claudio had to do everything in their power to make sure you thought that Top Flight was going to get out of there with the victory. And the crowd was hyped. They was hot for this whole match. They was hot. Just moveset and the storyline at this match was Moxley's leg because of what I think it was Dante was Darius. One of them had ran into his leg. So, obviously, that was the whole thing. And then Claudio was trying to do the swing on Dante. And he was trying to do the swing on Dante, and Darius said, no, sir. He hopped to the ring and stopped him. But then he said, no, I'm about to do you. So he got the swing on him for a little bit. And then, like I said, Moxie just out here doing DDTs on cats. And I mean, listen, man, Top Flight is they are them. Dante and Darius are them, man. I'm telling you, boy, I am so excited to see what's gonna happen for them come 2023. More than likely, I believe they will be on the Ring of Honor show. So it would not shock me that Dante and Darius could be prepped to become your next Ring of Honor tag team champs. It would not shock me at all. It would shock me. I'm serious because based on how things are taking place, who knows? Maybe, listen to me. Maybe they go ahead and do 2.0 versus the Briscoes, and then 2.0 win those tag team titles, and then 2.0 drops them to Dante and Darius. Possibility. I don't know, but Dante and Darius are over like a mug. Mox and Claudio out there doing what they had to do, but you know the inevitable had to happen. Claudio and Moxley ends up beating the Top Flight. Crowd standing ovation. Crowd was going nuts. Excellent tag team match. Like I say, Top Flight are here to stay. I'm looking forward to them moving forward. So, backstage, we get Kip Sabian, OC, and the Best Friends, and Sabian said he wants another shot against the champion, the All-Atlantic champion. Trent Beretta says, well, he deserves one because he eliminated Sabian, therefore he's owed one. Candice said, hey, why not? I'll face my own tag team partner, Trent. I'll see you at Rampage. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. His Trent winning? I don't believe so. So that's that. So then we get Hook going against this jobber named Balaam Lynx. Never seen this cat before, but obviously you knew this was going to be a squash match. You knew Hook was going to handle the business. Hook is over like a mug. The ladies love Hook. They was going crazy for him. He gets the victory. He beats him, puts the lock in with the red drum. Easy win, 1, 2, 3. So after the match, Stokely comes out running his mouth, talk about Hook, who you really think you are, just because your father think you all that. You can't stand up with Big Bill or Lee Moriarty. So they came out there, basically tried to jump the man. And so Big Cass, I'm not calling him no Big Bill, Big Cass had that man ready to choke slam him. And then Jungle Boy's music hits, comes out there, beats the snot out of Lee Moriarty, then gets to the ring and basically beats the break. Listen, Big Cass had to sell that dog on 2x4. I don't know why he did just straight break that thing, but he sold it. Jungle Boy beat the brakes off him, and so therefore the two of them was standing in the ring together. So obviously this is the beef. Jungle Boy and Hook are side by side. So right now the storyline is somewhere down the line Hook is gonna finally have to officially get a loss. Now, does that mean he gets his first loss in this tag team? Baby, I'm not sure, but that's what they're trying to go. We get a video package of Chris Jericho's matchup with the young man, the young guy who's right now one of the hottest free, well, really, yeah, you could say he was free because he was a jobber. Free agent sensations that didn't nobody know about. Action Andretti. And he pulled the upset on him. So then Jericho said he vows to destroy Ricky Starks, and he told, because he burnt off Action Andrade, that man needs to stay the heck away from anything AEW. So obviously, you know, listen, man, when they be doing that flame stuff, it legit looked like he burnt that boy's face. It legit looked like that. I'm sorry, it looked like that. Hey, listen, that's why I say don't try this at home. I'm never gonna try no stuff like that. So backstage, we get a little quick message from Mr. Swerve Strickland and Mogul Affiliates minus Rick Ross. Rick Ross not there. Swerve says the reason what I did was I had to get rid of Keith. Keith wasn't down with he wasn't getting behind the vision of where I was trying to take. Now everybody already know who Parker Bardot is, but you're gonna know who this young man is pretty soon. Obviously, we still don't know who that young man is. Then Willie Udy came out the woodwork and said, "Oh, I'd like to see you try that mess on me." He said, "Oh, yeah, really? Okay, then. Let's bounce." He said, "Fight me at Rampage." Now, this match going to slap because Strickland is great and Willie Udy is great. So, I'm actually looking forward to this match this Friday on Rampage. So, that's that. So, obviously, like I said, we're still trying to understand who Mogul Affiliates are. That is what we're trying to get. Mogul Affiliates is where we're trying to go. That is like, we need to understand who the heck is Mogul Affiliates. That's it. Now we move on to match number 6, Falls Count Anywhere. Didn't even have no intro. They started backstage just beating the snot at each other. I mean, they just tearing each other up. You knew it. You knew that they was gonna slap. They did. They went crazy, tore each other up. Pac and them tried desperately to not lose this match. And how many times did they have this match won? They had this match won left and right. I mean, spot here, spot there. I mean, you already knew what you're going to get with these cats. And they be putting in that work. They be doing that crazy stuff, jumping off of doggone boxes and landing in food tables and whacking each other with chairs and sweet chin music at each other and Canadian destroyers, you name it. This is like everything was going on. Garbage cans getting put on each other's head and getting kicked in. These clowns was clowning. They were clowning. All of them. Everybody that was involved was tearing each other up. So like I said, Pac desperately tried. Phoenix tried. Penta tried. But Kenny and the Bucks said, no, we are going to a freaking Game 7. In the words of my man Marv Albert, who used to be the voice of the NBA, you know what I'm talking about. You know what he used to say. Yes, there will be a Game 7. Game 7 is a must, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be in a week. So we have a week to wait, 2 weeks, January 11th episode out there in LA, the Young Bucks backyard, home court advantage. They should get it. They done pushed all the way to a Game 7. Pac desperately. Now, Pac had, I believe it was Matt. Pac had Matt in the doggone submission hold. And Kenny did the Canadian, no. He did the V-trigger. And that, I think it's the V-trigger. He did it off the dog when they were standing on top of the boxes or whatever. Jumped off there, ran all the way into a doggone table. They gonna need a week to rest, all of them. They gonna need a week to rest to get them by. And then, first of all, Kenny already know what he got. Because this fool getting ready to head over to doggone New Japan Wrestling, because we got the doggone Wrestle Kingdom show. Which actually, I'm going to take a look at this. Now, I'm not going to review it, but I'll probably talk about what I liked about it. I'm not going to really give a full review about it because I don't watch New Japan like that. The only reason I know about New Japan is because of Kenny and them and because of their participation with Forbidden Door. So I'm somebody who really don't know. I know about New Japan Wrestling, but I don't watch it like that. So I'm going to be watching this as this. And matter of fact, this will be like my first time actually watching it when it's live. I know I've seen it before, but like I said, I've never watched it live. And I think it's going to come on like early in the morning sometime, something like that. But I think Kenny is going against Will Ospreay, if I'm not mistaken. And everybody, mama know, Sasha Banks is pulling up. Sasha Banks is going to be at this Wrestle Kingdom show. I believe she's going against Kairi Sane for the IWPG Women's World Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, I'm ready. I'm ready for her. I'm ready for Naomi. I'm ready for them to pull up. I can't wait till January 11th. January 11th is going to be special. Like I said, but Pac, Ray, Phoenix, Penta, they was devastated. They looked ticked. Pac really looked ticked. He said, this makes no sense. We should not be going to no freaking Game 7. It's going to be a ladder match. And you know they're going to go crazy. So, all ends at the doggone LA show in 2 weeks. Hey, we here, ladies and gentlemen. They found a way to keep us interested with 7 matches with the same 6 clowns. They found a way. Because you know me, I hate rematches every week. If I get on Vince in them case and Triple H case for doing the same, I'm going to get on Tony Khan case. But for some way, he found a way to get us to give a crap. So kudos to TK and them for making us care. That is the name of the game. You got to make us give a crap. Because we don't give a crap, we ain't watching. Or we just going to take a dump on it. I mean, now we're going to watch, but we just not going to care, you know. So, this right here, the Acclaim dropped a video responding to that hot garbage diss track that Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt, Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal tried to do. When Max Caster, Platinum Max, wants to rap, he is going to spit. And that's exactly what they did. This video was sensational. It was outstanding. I say, look, when Max Caster wants to rap, the boy he got bars. The boy got bars. He was spitting. Listen, they went in, boy. They went in and talked about Jeff Jarrett and WWF and TNA, Jay Lethal and Ring of Honor, and talked about wannabe Black and Cheat. Listen, they went in. I legit got to go back to watch it because it was that good. It was that good, ladies and gentlemen. It was outstanding. I looked, hey, you know me. You know how I feel when listen, I'm a hip hop head myself, so you got to go. You got to spend some real heat in order for me to like it, and this is great. Now let's move on to the women's match. We had Tay Mello, Anna Jay taking on Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale. Now, obviously, I wanted Ruby and Willow Nightingale to win. Excuse me, y'all. I apologize for this, Yana. Tay and Anna Jay had to win, I guess. It was an okay match. The girls did what they were supposed to do. Get cats invested. Get cats making noise. Willow is over. Ruby is over. Tay, Anna Jay, they coming along. They doing what they had to do. Obviously, you know that nobody wants them to win. Everybody wanted Ruby and Willow to win, but out here doing all kind of crazy shenanigans, cheating their behinds off, finding ways to win, and that's exactly what they did. JAS ladies actually survived. They won. Now, this is nowhere near over. Now, this is my speculation. Now, everybody knows that Battle of the Belts 5 is coming up, I think. But this ain't about Battle of the Belts. Blood and Guts 3 is coming up. It's coming up next year. This time, it's going to be the girls. The girls are going to be the marquee match for Blood and Guts 3. Who is going to be a part of this? Obviously, you know Ruby Soho and Tay Mello will be a part of it. I'm assuming Anna Jay is going to be a part of it, and I'm assuming Willow Nightingale is going to be a part of it. So, obviously, this is going to continue all the way until we get to Blood and Guts 3. So, this is that. So, obviously, keeping the heat going. That's what Tony Khan wanted to do. Personally, for me, I probably would have finished it, but this is what TK wanted to do, so it is what it is. So, backstage, the Guns was dipping off, said that they the best tag team on the planet since they quote-unquote beat FTR. And obviously, we don't have time to stick around because we got a special engagement. We are the VIPs of this special engagement. But anyway, we'll be back to address why we are the best tag team next week. Talk to you later. Holla at you. They dipped off. Listen, them clowns, they something else. FTR put them boys over. Now they think they all there the bag of chips. It is what it is. They think they all that. Speaking of all of that, Ricky Starks responds to Mr. Chris Jericho. And he talks about how he's going to get revenge for what they did to Action Andrade by trying to burn his face off. Now, I appreciate what Jericho said by saying that I'm a star, but I already knew that. And first and foremost, I'm going to whoop his behind next week. You best believe that. He said, I don't care how many matches it takes me, but I will massacre that guy. That guy thinks that he's nothing. He cannot even touch me. He can't. Absolute Ricky Starks is that dude, ladies and gentlemen. He's that dude. He don't miss when it comes to promo. He can't miss. This young man is coming a long way. I'm a huge Ricky Starks fan, and this is excellent. This is great. So we move on to the main event now. Because of what took place early in the day with Samoa Joe, quote-unquote, injuring Warlow, I got cats that I know sat up here telling me that Samoa Joe was losing. I said if TK decided to do that, this would have been a hot garbage ending. And I would have told TK, what the heck are you doing? This garbage booking is trash booking. Now, ain't nobody trying to see that. Nobody trying to see that. Listen, Warlow done had this time. First of all, it's time to move Warlow up to the main title picture. I'm serious. So, but I don't say no. I'm not trying to see it. So, Samoa Joe comes out and he said, well, since quote-unquote Warlow is quote-unquote stage fright, I tried to find somebody else in the back that was to go against me, whoever they is, come on out. Then here come a limping Warlow, and all the security and the doctors was telling him, you're not clear, you're not ready to go. So he went out there, and man, Samoa Joe and Warlow out here putting in work. Them two big dudes was tearing each other up. They was putting in work. Even with him hurt and selling the injury, he did work. Samoa Joe did work. And it was that times, and listen, the crowd was hyped. The crowd was going nuts. The crowd was clowning, acting a fool. yelling, screaming, going hype. I said that's what you want. You want your wrestling fans going crazy. If they sitting on their hands and knees, quiet as a mouse, and you got a doggone put in mic'd in noise to make it seem like it, as Triple H and them. Now here's the deal: Tony Khan has done in the past. He ain't exempt, but we know Triple H and them do it all the time because he learned from Vince and them. What's the point of going to the show if you just gonna sit in your hands and knees saying nothing? Make some freaking noise. I don't care if the match is good or not. Just make noise. Well, this match was great. And just when you thought Wardlow was going to win, they said no. Samoa Joe lays his behind out. Wardlow tried to do a couple of power bombs. It didn't work. His knee gave out. Samoa Joe got him in a calamity cut. Put that boy to sleep. And guess who came out looking strong? Wardlow. Wardlow didn't get buried because obviously this is to continue the storyline. Take him out. He's out. Now he can sell the injury. Now you don't have to see Wardlow on TV for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, after the match, they teased Samoa Joe like he was actually going to be a good sport and shake up and say, you know what, you was a worthy opponent. And he said, no, he took the championship, knocked him out, beat the snot out of him. I mean, listen, gold. I said, that's what you want. You want to go off with a cliffhanger. You want the fans to get you. This is called getting heat, not cheap heat. This is called getting heat. The crowd was mad because they wanted Wardlow to win. He took the guy out, took him out. So, as he was beating the snot out of him, Darby Allin's music hits. And so they looking for him to come out. Samoa Joe looking for him. That fool came out the woodwork and whacked him in the back with the doggone skateboard. So, obviously, we're setting up Samoa Joe versus Darby Allin 2. And I believe this will take place at Battle of the Belts 5. If I'm not mistaken. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, this was a great show. TK, once again, I still need work with the pacing. But outside of that, man, I told you, listen, this is how you do this year in. We're moving into 2023. AEW has a new design for Dynamite, and I believe it's going to have a new design for Rampage too. Listen, that's what you want. Like I said, we looking for the best. I'm looking for the best. And now listen, we know Raw was not live this Monday. We understand that. But regardless, fools are still supposed to tune in to Raw. Raw did 1,075,000. 1,075,000. And the fact that you had to put Cody Rhodes' old goofy behind on the show to talk about him pulling up at the Royal, I'm like, bro, we not trying to see you till the Royal Rumble. I'm coming back for one title only. That's the WWE Championship. I'm like, bro, we know that. We don't need to see you. 1,075,000? I'm like, I'm at least expecting a 1.4, 1.5. 1,075,000? I don't know. I can't even call it. I can't call that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back this Friday for sure. I know I said that last time, but I did this time. I'm definitely going to be here. I'm going to talk about SmackDown. I'm talking about Rampage. And I'm going to talk about what I want to go into 2023 for this channel and everything. But anyway, tell me how you felt about the show. Hit the comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Hit the like button. And it's on. I'll talk to y'all cats later. I'll let your boy. Oh, yeah. It won't be New Year's until next week. So we still got one more show, one more video, and we'll be moving on to 2023. I'll talk to y'all cats later. I'll let your boy.